Hey there, horror movie tea sippers.
The following podcast episode will contain spoilers for the movie we are about to review. If you have not seen the movie and do not wish to have anything ruined prematurely, please do not continue to watch or listen until you have seen the movie.
And welcome to the Horror Movie Tea Podcast. It's one of our favorite theme months, Asian Horror Month. Which, I mean, technically all of our theme months are our favorite, but...
I mean, that's kind of why we have a theme month for it.
Yeah, but it's like, I feel like each of them have a special place, like,
Yes.
notched out of our hearts, and definitely Asian horror movies. I don't know about you, but, like, honestly, whenever I first got into horror movies, I watched a lot of Asian horror.
They have a very special kind of charm. And there are certain types especially that no one else can replicate that kind of horror to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
So we love this genre.
Yes. And I feel like, because I started off with specifically Japanese horror movies. So we kind of have a tradition to start off with a Japanese horror film first. And crazy enough, they came out with an Exit 8 adaptation. Yeah.
So for those of you who have seen playthroughs of that game, and honestly, like, I wouldn't mind if we did a playthrough at some point of this game.
That'd be interesting.
I feel like that'd be fun.
Yes, you get to do it.
Okay.
Oh man, what if we played Exit 8 for Asian Horror Month as like the live stream? That would be fun.
Ooh. That would be fun. We'll have to see if the stars align for it.
Yes. Yeah, yes. Yep. We'll see. But yeah. Well, okay. And I'll say it in the summary. So, yeah. But before we go into the review, let's grab our cups and talk about tea. So, I am drinking
eventually, guys.
The Republic of Tea Daily Beauty Blueberry Lavender Tea, which
that's a good one.
Yes. It's got green rooibos, hibiscus, blue butterfly pea flower, lemongrass, rose hips, apple, lavender, blackberry leaves, hibiscus extract, lemon balm, bamboo, blueberry, and schisandra extract.
Mm-hmm. And I am drinking Bigelow's Mint Medley herbal tea. And it has peppermint leaves, spearmint leaves, rose hips, lemon peel, and hibiscus.
Something different than the pure peppermint, but still mint related.
It's fine. It's fine. I will do a tea run eventually.
I know.
By the time this episode actually comes out, I will have done a tea run.
Yeah, but you might be on leave by that point.
I probably will. It's fine. It's fine.
But yeah, for our tea sippers out there, brew yourself a cup of tea, sit back, relax, and we hope you enjoy the review. So, for the summary, a man riding the subway receives a call from his girlfriend saying she's pregnant. She asks whether he wants to keep the baby, and he decides to go to the hospital where she is. But the station he arrives at has a sinister game for him to play first. And, okay, so for anyone who has never heard of the game or is not familiar with the game, the way that it works is you are in a metro station, and when you first go around, you have to keep track of how everything is set up, because it's Exit 8, so it starts at 0 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so if you keep going and you see a difference or an anomaly, then you go back and then you kind of keep. So it's kind of like
It's like I'm on observation duty, but walking through the hallways.
yes, yes, and yeah, it's like one of those like find the difference games.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not like as clear. Well, I mean, I guess no.
I mean, they have
Observation
clear
duty is very much.
instructions
Yes, yes,
in both the game and the movie.
yep, yep. So
Now, whether people actually pay attention to them is another story.
yes. So for entertainment, I gotta say, like, this isn't the most amazing movie ever, but
Obviously, but
yeah, but I was pretty impressed, especially with it being a video game adaptation and such a simple concept of a video
it
game.
is.
Because you're
Yeah.
like, how the heck would they adapt that? And they did a pretty
did.
good thinking job. But like, I don't think it's even possible for someone to have adapted it better. Like it was really well done.
This was damn good. It was honestly, it was better than we were both kind of expecting.
Oh yeah, we got sucked in. So
We did. It was fun.
mhm. Yeah. So I give it a 7.5. It's like there's a few, well, I'll just go through the list. So, yeah, I was really impressed with how well this worked considering how basic the original concept is from the game. And the storyline for the main character is simple, but it blends surprisingly well with the anomaly hunting structure. And I think me and Jess can agree that we were fully sucked in
Yes.
because we weren't just like watching him, we were also like looking for anomalies.
We were trying to spot it before he did.
Yeah, yeah. And then some of the anomalies were actually like genuinely subtle. And so you kind of like felt proud of yourself. And there's some that like he missed and you're like, oh, it's just like, oh.
It's right there.
Yeah. And so they did such a good job with that. And another thing that could have gone wrong that I feel like they did a good job with is the main character was actually like he wasn't like genius level or anything, but he was competent enough that it didn't feel frustrating watching him. Like
Not all the time.
I mean, yeah, but like but for the most part, it wasn't like a normal, like in a slasher where you're like, why did you go
Oh my
there?
God.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just sometimes I feel like our biggest frustration was he took too long to go back the other way because we're like, come on, turn around. It's an anomaly. Turn around.
You know it's an anomaly. You know it's not supposed to do the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, like overall, he does figure things out at a reasonable pace and it keeps, it kind of like, it keeps the tension there rather than you being like annoyed. I mean, there were like scenes here and there, but like overall, it wasn't bad. And I really like how I feel like another way that they make the movie work is it's not just about this character because you see like one of the anomalies is this guy that's walking in the same path, and you learn how he got stuck there. And that was really interesting. And then the fact that they kind of like circled like his child in the mix and it kind of adds that like emotional like weight there. I also thought it was interesting that they played with the main character psychologically with having like his girlfriend appear at one point. Kind of like adding a layer and yeah, it's like the movie does a good job turning a very minimal game concept into something, that's more like tension filled. I mean, it's like when you're playing the game yourself, it's like tension filled, but it's like when you're watching someone, you're just like, it's more of a game.
Yeah.
But the movie feels like a game and it's tension filled. The station setting stays engaging even though it's like repetitive, which is kind of the design of the game. That's the design of the movie, but they play it very well. And then the tension comes more from like observation and unease rather than like constant chaos, which like works in its favor to kind of like keep your interest there because you're like, oh, what's going to happen next? Is like, is it going to be something crazy? Is it going to be something subtle? Um, so yeah, I really liked it. Not the most amazing movie out there, but it is a good movie. Like with it being, even aside from it being an adaptation, it is a good, solid movie, which is very surprising with how like simple of a concept it is, and they
Mhm.
just do such a good job with it. I'm so glad that they kept it simple and didn't try to make it overly complex for what it was. So I like it. I like it a lot.
So I actually went back through and watched it again. And I also went and watched someone else do a playthrough of it just to compare and refresh my memory on the game itself because it had been a while since I had seen someone play through the game itself. And it's a really engaging game, even though there's a lot of different subtle things you can easily overlook. Um, it's not all jump scare kind of things. It's just interesting, and I love that kind of thing. It's almost puzzle-like. It's like puzzle adjacent,
Mm-hmm.
and so I adore things like that, honestly. So this is like right up my alley. This is definitely my cup of tea. I give this one a solid 8
Oh.
because even rewatching it, you would think that because you know what almost all of them are after watching it once, you would think that it would kind of wreck the replayability of it or rewatchability of it, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not. Like you can notice different things in the storyline, different things toward the beginning that they don't necessarily point out as an anomaly,
Mm-hmm.
that he misses.
Yeah.
You get to notice those and know what he got wrong and why he's stuck there even longer than he should have been. Um, so it's really good. Uh, the the set that they used is like spot on
Yeah.
compared to the game.
For
That
real.
that was really well done.
Yeah.
Like the posters obviously were different, but like on the whole, it looks almost exactly like the game. So those that have watched playthroughs or played it themselves can easily recognize the hallway and have a bit of a head start on that's wrong, that's wrong. Okay, these are right. These are correctly spaced. There's not anything missing on this wall. Like we're okay. So I thought that was really nice. There were a couple of nitpicky things that I had for realism that we'll get to,
Mm-hmm.
but otherwise, I think like Alyssa said, the biggest thing that I have an issue with is how long a lot of the people take to turn around. You know how this works. Like we were yelling at the screen, just go back. Like, what are you waiting for? There were also two adult male tantrums that went on a little longer than I feel like they should have, especially one. One in particular went on way longer, and to the point where I'm like, is he dead? Did he die? What's going on here? He was just laying there in the hallway
Yeah, I took
for
that
a
in
while.
realism. I'm like,
So I'm like, all right, you know what? Again, skip, skip. But otherwise, I really like how they kept a lot of the more subtle anomalies from the game, like the eyes on the posters moving, turn back on the back of the sign where it says exit 8 on one side, and on the back it's usually concourse, but it said turn back like 3 times. So super subtle there. I love that. The crazy amount of lights on the ceiling, which should have been a bit more obvious, but gamers don't look up. And the exit was way sooner than it was supposed to appear on the walking man. The doorknob being in the middle of the door, that happened a couple of times. And the upside down 8 on the sign. So in the game, I actually, on the playthrough that I watched, they did something like that, but it was the entire sign that was flipped upside down instead of just the 8. So it was a lot more subtle in the movie.
I like that.
Than in the game. And that was really cool. So love that. This entity or dimension or whatever it is does not like to play fair.
For real.
With some of the anomalies, which I found kind of interesting, and it really does kind of bring in the storyline a bit more that way. So, like, when he gets a call from his ex while he's on like the 3rd or 4th hallway, that I can easily see how he fell for.
Yeah.
Because it could have been a fluke. I finally got signal in this one section kind of thing, but it ended up being an anomaly. So I can totally see how he fell for that. When she then appeared again, when the kid was with him. Okay, what kid is not going to run to their mother? Especially after they've been lost for a while. So rude, not playing fair. That was rude. But it does bring in interesting plot points.
Yeah.
And ties things together. There were a couple of questions I had, again, that we'll get into the realism, about why the kid was able to, like, join other people on their journey while he was going through his. They didn't really make a clear answer of how that was happening or anything. I like how we get a little bit of subtle cultural things. So like the black cat, I actually looked it up. Black cats in Japan are actually considered good luck or wards against protection against evil spirits.
Interesting. It's so interesting that like our culture is like the exact opposite with black cats.
I've always loved black cats.
I know they are like pretty, but yeah.
They're adorable little voids. They're so cute.
I like the videos of the cats where they like blend in and you just see their eyes.
Yes, I love it. But the black cat showed up right before the mother did when the kid was with him.
Oh.
And it walked back towards the entrance. So if they had just followed the black cat, they wouldn't have had to deal with the trauma of the kid being pulled away from his mother, who was an anomaly, but still. So I thought that was really interesting and very subtle. Like, again, most people wouldn't look that up if they're not in that culture or anything. I think most of the other things I had was really just realism kind of things. Otherwise, it was solid. Like, the effects that they used were good. There were a couple of things, like with the floodwaters especially, that it was like, oh, that's not the greatest CG. And the rats. But on the whole, it's fairly solid. And I feel like it'll hold up for a good while. So I'm sure some things get lost in translation as well. But the ending is a little weird, especially compared to the game itself. But best I could figure, and I want to get your opinion on this too, Alyssa, is that he's just skipping out on the temp job altogether to deal with the bigger decision of whether or not to have the kid. And by deciding to help the mom and kid on the bus, That's showing us the decision he is making to have the kid and be a better man so he can be a good father. So that's what I got from it. It was just kind of odd. I know we were talking about it when we first saw it, how he went down the stairs when he actually exited the area instead of going up like at the end of the game.
Yeah.
So it was a little confusing, but that's how I interpreted it, and I wasn't sure if that's kind of how you interpreted it as well.
Yeah, I was along the exact same lines. Like, I feel like that's a pretty reasonable thing to assume based off of that. And I thought it was really clever that, it's like they had that scene in the beginning with the guy yelling at the woman with the baby, and they kind of like bring it around full circle.
And there were a lot of, like, the effects for the anomalies, a lot of times was a child screaming. It was like baby crying.
Yeah. But, yep. So.
I'm good to go into realism, though. That's what I had for entertainment. It's a solid watch.
So for realism, I'm dancing between a 2.5 and a 3, but I gave it a 3. So, like, my thoughts are, like, for the most part, his reactions are pretty reasonable, but there are moments where I feel like he either underreacts or he reacts way
overreacts.
too extremely.
Yes, I agree.
Like, most of the time, it's a nice in between, but yeah, he definitely dances between like underreacting and way overreacting. But for at least towards the end of the movie with the overreaction, I did kind of chalk it up to the fact that he had been there for an extended period of time. His mental state was deteriorating. And so, sometimes you just have to, regress before you can, like, pull up your big pants again and be an adult.
I get it to an extent. He's stressed. He's already late for his temp job. He's had a big thing dumped on him out of nowhere, and she was asking him right then, "What's your decision?" Okay, can I process it first?
Right. Yes.
And then stuck in this outer limits Twilight Zone kind of area.
That's not having a good day.
It's not a great day. So I get it to a point, but you know how I feel about a lot of these kinds of scenes. Like, okay, you've had your tantrum, you've gotten it out of your system. How long you gonna lay on the floor? You got crap to do. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he left all his stuff in the hallway.
Yes.
He left all of it in the hallway. And I'm pretty sure that included his inhaler. We don't see it again for the rest of the movie.
And he's pretty reliant on it too.
A little bit.
But one thing that this movie does well, and I mean, maybe I honestly missed it, but I feel like one of the things that so many movies do wrong is they set up rules, but then will break them throughout the movie. While this movie, of course, they had a source to rely on, but I feel like, they set what the rules are and they stuck with them. And every time he failed or were able to get past, to the next point, like, it felt fair.
Earned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
It was earned in some way, shape, or form. If he failed and it went back to 0, it's because he clearly missed something. And it might have been a little subtle. But if you, like, go back and rewind and watch through again, you'll get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean that whole world overall, even though it's almost kind of like a backdoors type of like weird thing, it's like it does feel grounded in its own logic though.
Yeah, for sure.
Like they did a pretty good job making it feel, I don't know, just I yeah, it was solid. So, solid movie.
So I did give it a 2.5.
Oh,
I graded it
interesting.
just a tad bit harsher. So to start out with, this is a point that they got right, unfortunately. I could easily go on a rant about how people treat kids and especially mothers in public. That would easily last a full episode.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to take some points off instead.
Well, I feel like most of the
because he's an a-hole.
You're gonna take off points because
I took off entertainment points a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
but that was correct. Like realistically, that kind of thing happens all the time, unfortunately. And the main dude is an a-hole for not saying anything, but so is everybody else around them.
Well, it's like I feel like that guy was probably super stressed, and he was.
I'm sure, but he was still an a-hole.
I know, and then like everyone else was like just burned out or tired, and
and it's all just like trying not to get involved kind of mentality.
Yeah, I feel like that's something honestly, very common that happens
as a mother. I actively try to avoid, just because I don't want to have to deal with the crowds and all. Like, what mother realistically thinks, oh yes, I'm going to take my infant child on the rush hour train where we're packed like sardines in the place to get to where I need to go? No, they're going to pick literally any other time. Well, so chances are, exactly, chances are she had no choice. Like that was what she had to do.
Yeah.
And babies cry. Like that's how they communicate. So if he needs a change, what is she going to do? Again, they're packed like sardines on the train. She can't do anything about it right there, dude. Mm-hmm. If they're hungry, people frown on that kind of thing in public.
It's like, what are you going to do?
You have a bottle or formula handy, which she might not. She might just be breastfeeding. She might. We don't know. But it's hunger, it's diaper, or it's just uncomfortable. Which, again, packed like sardines. And there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of stimulating things going on. Like it's not the best environment or the nicest environment rather for an infant. It's a lot to deal with. And some adults have issues with it. So how can we expect an infant to, dude? Like, But again, they got that unfortunately right. I just took off a couple of points on the entertainment because he's an a-hole. I did want to note that the hallway itself is a tad grimy, but on the whole, that is one of the absolute nicest subway stations I've ever seen.
Well, it's because it's in Japan. Like they will actively clean the trains every night or once a week or something.
It's so
crazy.
Nice to look at, honestly, like comparatively. And I just wanted to note that.
All the stations.
When he drops his phone towards the beginning, he's really freaking lucky that it didn't break more when he dropped it. It had a few cracks, but it wasn't like completely shattered or anything. He got lucky. I'm just saying. Can happen. But just saying. Stress can induce an asthma attack. So I'm glad that when he got that big news that it did kind of trigger one. I did take off a little bit because it took him 3 times to notice he's passed the same dude before. Which is fair. He was only kind of paying attention the second time and not at all the first. But at the same time, like, dude. Running from the creepy smile walking man is also fair. To miss the lights completely. Like, it was noticeably brighter in that hallway. I did like how he tried to take pictures of the things with his phone. So he wasn't a complete idiot. He was like trying different things to help himself remember and get the order down and everything. It did take him an absurdly long amount of time to run back. And he keeps looking behind him a lot with these in particular, the smiling man, the baby in the lockers, yellow hallway, which was made longer by the tantrum, the rats, the cat with the kid's mom, that was also his ex. Because again, as soon as you see the cat, okay, well, there's an anomaly, leave. The side door opening that they didn't need to investigate, and the sirens with the flooding, because I'm sorry, sirens are never a good thing. And you know that's going to be an anomaly anyway. So I'm sorry, I would have already been booking it after the first siren finished. Like, nope, absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
Pyramid Head's going to come around the corner any second now. No, thank you. Again, the phone call from his ex was a bit more subtle and low blow. Rude. But I can easily see how he did fall for that one. Back to the tantrum. I get that he is very confused and stressed, but the tantrum goes on way too long and is so goddamn dramatic. I, again, legitimately wondered if he had died the first time we watched it. Because he threw up at first. So I'm sitting here like, is that hallway radioactive? Like really, really badly radioactive? Is he dead? Did he die? Did he asphyxiate? Like, what's going on? And then he gets up, left all of his stuff, including his inhaler. I did actually note that. So yes, we never see that inhaler again. When he does see the kid, he thought it was an anomaly, and that's fair. I would have too. That's fair. They did not explain at all how the kid was able to walk with the walking man or the dad, the lost man. I get that the lost man he was able to travel with because of like a blood connection. I could understand that and see that. But what is the connection with the walking man to be able to go with him? It didn't make sense. So kid has some special ability somehow, I guess. I wish that was a bit more explained, honestly. I took off because the walking man has walked by the schoolgirl however many friggin' times without her saying a word. And then she talks to him once, and suddenly he thinks it's fine, and there's no way she's an anomaly until she's like in a creepy voice repeating the same thing over and over. So, also those guys did not pay near enough attention to the kid when he was staring hardcore at an anomaly. Then Walking Man had a tantrum, so tantrum number 2. I don't understand how the kid injured his face like he did when he fell down on the ground. It seemed a little weird, the placement and how it was shaped. It just seemed a little off. The movie does do a good job, though, of making you gaslight and second guess yourself. And so does the game, honestly. The door opens when it hasn't any other time before, but they decide to walk to it and look into it instead of just turning the F around and going back.
Yeah, it's like, don't you want to leave as soon as possible? Oh man, what if you had to go to the bathroom or something?
Exactly. Sirens are never good again. They stay way too long just staring at the hallway before turning back. And he realistically should have picked up the kid and started running. Because there's no way in hell that kid is going to be able to keep up with you. And there's no way that he's going to be able to outrun floodwaters like that. Pick the kid up. Also, both of them would have also been battered and bruised all to hell from all the crap in the floodwaters. He could have also just helped the kid swim back to the beginning because that's kind of the direction the water was going anyway. Kind of use it to your advantage kind of thing. But nah, help him hang on to the sign instead. And really, ideally, or realistically rather, he shouldn't have been able to fight against the floodwaters that hard, like swimming wise, to be able to lift the kid up onto the sign. It would have swept them both away. But now the kid has to navigate through piles of crap alone to get back. So good job there. The wound on the kid's cheek also kept changing, like the shape and size. And those were basically it. So, yeah. I am glad, though, at the very end that he did, even though it takes him a while to decide, he did, in fact, decide to say something and help the mom with the kid on the tree.
Yep.
I appreciated that. And I gave them a point back for that on the entertainment scale.
Well, overall, it's like the movie did do a good job with holding our attention, and it was a simple concept that was executed well. And it just goes to show you don't need a huge, complicated plot to have a good, solid movie.
It's an interesting, simplistic concept, and it was at times both movie and game. So it really draws you in fairly easily.
Yeah. Yep.
Because you're sitting there like, can I find the anomaly before they do next?
Yep. But thank you everyone who joined us today, and let us know what you thought of the movie. If you'd like to recommend a movie, game, or tea, you can leave us a comment or join our Discord server. And if you'd like to keep up to date with our content, you can find our link tree listed below.
And if you'd like to support the podcast, please subscribe, like, and share our content. We also have a Teespring and a PayPal donate button if you'd like to support us monetarily. And you can find all of those sites mentioned in the link below. But until the next time, guys, stay safe and stay spoopy. Bye.